AMD and the Radeon Technologies Group are a very puzzling company. With the information they release surrounding their products, it honestly is really baffling. Either they're in such disorganization that people within are not on the same page, or they truly believe the nonsense their marketing team puts out. Let's discuss that in this video. Hey, if you enjoy content like this, drop a like, make sure to subscribe, and smash that bell so you never miss another video. Hey, what is going on guys, Danny here, welcome back to the channel and I hope you've all been doing well. AMD's role in the GPU market these past few years has been intriguing to say the least. From at one point looking like they actually wanted to compete, to appearing as sort of wanting to compete, but now it's clear they really have no intention of competing with Nvidia, but are just following their lead. That is a shame because market competition is what ultimately drives prices down and what leads to innovation resulting in larger advancements. Currently in the market, AMD has brought out two new graphics cards, part of the RX 7000 family, those being the 7900 XTX and RX 7900 XT. The former is the only graphics card that looks enticing as it trades blows with Nvidia's RTX 4080 and comes in a bit cheaper. The latter, however, was received very negatively by the press and consumers due to how little the performance increase was over AMD's last gen flagship, the 6950 XT. If we hop on over to a site like Newegg, we can see that they currently have a few RX 7900 XTX GPUs in stock, but most of the other models, especially the cheaper ones, are out of stock. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that it's selling really well. AMD didn't really have a lot of stock for the 7900 XTX to begin with. There is demand, but don't get me wrong, but if AMD had supply that was at a level similar to what Nvidia has for the RTX 4080, you'd see the majority of cards sitting on shelves. In fact, with the whole recent fiasco about the vapor chambers not having enough liquid in them, thus causing high junction temps, AMD was emailing customers back informing them that they couldn't replace the defective cards for them right away because they have no stock, which for a new product is understandable, but they also weren't able to give anyone ETAs either, which could imply how grim the stock levels are for this GPU. So similar to what's been going on with Nvidia's last gen and current gen graphics cards, the consensus has basically been the same. Unless you absolutely need the top tier performance, which most people don't, you want the latest software features, or you care about ray tracing performance, then you're better off buying a last gen graphics card. Unlike Nvidia's previous gen high-end graphics cards where you can't even find them in stock anymore, you can still find graphics cards like the RX 6950 XT at stock in retail. Also, I'm not sure what's going on with AMD's used prices, but they are generally higher than what Nvidia's cards are going for. With that said, prices for Nvidia's cards have been up and down, but currently looks like they're in a better spot. I did a quick search for RTX 3080s on eBay and saw many listed for around $400 to $500. However, 6800 XTs I noticed were higher, about $100 on average. Though you could buy a 6950 XT brand new from Newegg, overclock it, and have a GPU that's as fast as a 7900 XT for significantly cheaper. In their initial presentation back in November, one of the things everyone noticed was how they shied away from doing direct comparisons of their new 7000 graphics cards versus the old 6000 series, and focused on stuff like ray tracing performance or 8K gaming. Well, once the cards were reviewed and it was found that the 7900 XT was barely better than the 6950 XT, it would make sense as to why they did that. They just didn't want to undermine the new series. However, just recently, AMD posted an article on their community blog site that's honestly so puzzling it makes you think members within their Radeon Technologies group aren't even on the same page. In this post, which is titled "Never a Better Time to Upgrade with Radeon Graphics," they show different bar charts consisting of various Radeon GPUs from the 7000 and 6000 series. The message they are portraying here with this post is that depending on what your needs are, they've got something for everyone. Whether you're a gamer who plays at 1080p 60Hz, you're a competitive esports player playing at 1440p 144Hz, or you're going all in with a 4K 120Hz display like an LG OLED or higher, then there's a GPU to meet that performance target as well. What I will say about this post is that at least you can appreciate the upfront marketing and honesty. Like, I'm not trashing the entire post because there are some good points to take away here. In fact, I would have much rather preferred they had done something like this during their initial presentation rather than prance around unrealistic marketing like 8K gaming, cherry-picking ray tracing performance, and taking jabs at their competitors' GPU's problems when their GPUs clearly have issues of their own. Where AMD ended up messing up was by including the RX 6950 XT in their charts. The main reason for this is because because if you take a look at the first chart, which showcases the performance of high-end cards at 4K, you'll notice that the difference between the 7900 XT and 6950 XT is just 7% or 12 FPS, a gap which can be closed if you overclock the 6950 XT. And yes, I know that the 7900 XT can be overclocked, but the point is that if you want to attain 7900 XT stock performance at a much cheaper price, then you can achieve that with the 6950 XT. Anything extra is just a bonus. But we're talking about a 7% performance uplift, while the 7900 XT is 29% more expensive. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. This poor performance showcase is further exacerbated when you take a look at their cost per frame graph, which had results attained from their 1080p benchmark. Here, not only is AMD showing the gap narrowing down to just 5%, but they're also saying that the 6950 XT is straight up a much better value card. It's kind of comical because AMD's CPU division is running into the same problem. Right now, a 5800X3D and AM4 just offer so much better value when it comes to gaming over Zen 4 and AM5. Most people will be like, I'll just get the thing that's way cheaper and that delivers like 90% of the performance. I don't care about the rest. One of AMD's biggest competitors is themselves. If I was AMD, I would have removed the 6950 XT completely. I get they still might have some stock lingering that they want to clear out, but this is a terrible showing for the 7900 XT. This was already a well-known fact, and it's what many reviewers had shown. The messaging here was that if you want performance that's similar to an RX 7900 XT, you can just get the 6950 XT. Otherwise, the 7900 XTX is just $100 more and provides significantly more performance. And I had discussed this in past videos before, where really the 7900 XT was just an upselling card, similar to how the 4080 is just an upsell card to the 4090. Pricing wise, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to buy either the 4080 or 7900 XT when the faster options exist at relatively close prices. The other thing I just want to mention is that given that AMD is making a post like this, which includes lower end SKUs from the 6000 series, leads me to believe that they don't really have any intention in replacing those cards with newer models using RDNA 3 or Navi 32 or 33 anytime soon. For starters, they still have quite a lot of stock left that they want to make sure isn't cannibalized, and two, they're still selling. Nvidia's messaging on the GPU market is also the same. This slide in particular came up again when the RTX 4070 Ti was launched, and the statement they're making here is that these new cards are for those who want faster performance and are willing to pay our higher prices. Otherwise, we still have some lower end last gen options left that will probably meet your lower price range. If AMD was going to be bringing a successor to the 6800 XT, which was one of their most popular graphics cards in the 6000 series soon, then they would have at least hinted at it or said something during CES 2023, but they didn't, and why would they? Honestly, if you think about it, the RX 7900 XT provided just slightly better performance than a 6950 XT, but costs considerably more, so what do you think will happen when they bring out a GPU based on Navi 32? Just take a look at AMD's own graph one more time. What you're going to get is a GPU that will sit in between the RX 6800 XT and RX 6900 XT, but sell for around $699. So a GPU that will not be that much faster than the 6800 XT, provide better ray tracing performance, which may or may not matter to you, and will be around the same price. That's a terrible performance uplift gen on gen. And circling back to the 6950 XT, if that card remains in stock for a while, people will just say get that because it's more performance for the same money. In my last video, I expressed my disappointment for Nvidia's upcoming RTX 4060 Ti for this exact same reason, and AMD shouldn't get a pass for that either. It just seems like unless you get the top tier graphics card from either manufacturer, then the rest of the next gen cards just don't make a whole lot of sense. You're dealing with cards that should be much cheaper than they are right now. But I guess by releasing charts like these, AMD is trying to temper expectations, but I don't think it's working, and honestly, I think it's doing an adverse effect on them. This is why I stated at the beginning of the video, AMD just isn't competing with Nvidia anymore. All they're doing is just slotting in their cards within their competitors' lineup, and I guess they seem to be okay with that.
If you guys found this video to be informative and entertaining, then leave a like. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. Be sure to check out the video description for cool links and ways to support the channel, such as using my Amazon affiliate link. And if you're interested in seeing more content like this, then consider subscribing, I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.